important key points. Okay. So we could say the banks are legal tender at any place in India for payment without limit. So you could say the banknotes that are actually circulating in our currency. These are legal tender. What do you mean by the legal? So actually the term legal tender signifies that it is allowed to use the banknotes to make the payment legally because the government recognizes. Okay. In the currency system, basically the legal tender is that particular way of making the payments that is recognized by the government, whether the coins or whether the notes. Okay. So banknotes are recognized by the government. That's why we call them as the legal tender at any place within the territorial limits of India. Okay. You could use them for payments without any limit. As per the Indian Coinage Act, there are the three possible ways. First, a coin of any denomination not lower than 1 rupee for any sum not exceeding 1000. So, you could use any coin of any denomination, which means 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee. You could use them. Remember that the denomination of that particular coin should not be lower than 1 rupee. If it is lower than 1 rupee, you could not avail this option. If it is more than 1 rupee and equal to 1 rupee, you could avail this option. Okay. You could make the payment by using these coins for any sum, but the maximum payment limit is 1000 rupees only. You could not go beyond 1000 rupees while making the payment using the coin. Second, a half rupee coin. So this is that denomination of coin which is actually, you could say, lower than 1 rupee coin. Okay. So you could use the half rupee coin for any payment, but it should not exceed rupees 10. Okay. Third option that you have any other coin for any sum not exceeding 1 rupee. Like even below the half rupee coin you could use, but the only payment limit that you have is 1 rupee. Provided that the coin has not be defaced, not lost weight, so as to be less than such weight as may be prescribed in it. Okay. So this is the cases where you could use the coins to make the payment as a legal tender as per the Indian coinage. So here we can say RBI introduced rupees 10 banknote in Mahatma Gandhi new series. Okay. So RBI issued 10 denomination banknotes in the Mahatma Gandhi new series that is bearing the signature of Dr. Urjit R. Patel, who is the governor of RBI, Reserve Bank of India. Here you can see, nowadays you can see this is the 10 rupee notes in denominations that are actually circulating in the country. Why? Because these are the Mahatma Gandhi new series 10 rupees bank. The new denomination has motif of Sun Temple Konark on the reverse. Here you can see it. Okay. It's depicting the country's cultural heritage. The base color of the note is chocolate brown. Here you can see this is the base color. The note also has other designs, geometric patterns aligning with the overall color scheme, both at the obverse and the reverse. This is the obverse point in front point. This is the reverse point. All the banknotes in the denomination of rupees 10 issued by the Reserve Bank of India in the earlier series will continue to be a legal tender. Like we could say this 10 rupee note is actually in the new series. So after the introduction of this new series, the earlier series that was prevailing before this, those notes were also be in the circulation and would be accepted as a legal tender. There will be a no switch in them. Got it? The most important feature. Forwards, front. Ashoka pillar, emblem on the right. Now you can see. Reverse back, Swachh Bharat logo with slogan motive of the Sun Temple Konark. Like you can see. This one and this one. Dimension of the banknote will be 63 mm into 123 mm, which means breadth and length.
Now RBI introduced rupees 200 denomination banknote. So RBI issued rupees 200 denomination banknotes in the Mahatma Gandhi new series, bearing the signature of
Dr. Urjit R. Patel, Governor of Reserve Bank of India.
Okay. It is a motif of Sanchi Stoop on the reverse depicting the country's cultural heritage. The base color of the note is bright yellow. Obverse font, windowed security thread with inscriptions Bharat and RBI with color shift. This. Okay. Color of the thread changes from green to green when the note is tilted. If you tilt it, it will be changed from green to blue and blue to green similarly. Ashoka pillar emblem on the right that you can see. Okay. For visually impaired, integilo as raised printing of the Mahatma Gandhi portrait. Ashok pillar emblem raised identification mark H with micro text rupees 200. For angular bleed lines with two circles and between the lines both on the right and the left, like you can see. Reverse back motive of the Sanchi Stoop. This one. Dimension of the banknote will be 66 mm into 146 mm. RBI issued rupees 2000 denomination banknotes in the Mahatma Gandhi new series without the incent letter bearing signature of
Dr. Urjit R. Patel,
Governor of Reserve Bank of India, and the year of printing 2016 printed on the reverse of the banknote. It has motive of Mangalyaan on the reverse, depicting the country's first venture into the interplanetary space. The base color of the note is magenta. The most important features: Ashoka pillar emblem on the right. For visually impaired, integral or raised printing of Mahatma Gandhi portrait. Ashoka pillar emblem, bleed lines and identification mark is there. For reverse, back, Swachh Bharat logo with slogan and motive of Mangalyaan. This is.
Now, RBI issued rupees 500 notes also. So RBI issued rupees 500 denomination banknotes in Mahatma Gandhi new series with the incent letter E in both the number panels, and it is also bearing the signature of Dr. Urjit R. Patel, Governor of Reserve Bank of India. Swachh Bharat logo printed on the reverse of the banknote. Here you can see this is a Swachh Bharat logo. The principal features are: the size is 66 mm into 150 mm. The base color is stone grey. And the red fort, an image of Indian heritage site with Indian flag on the reverse. Here you can see it. This is the red fort of Delhi. This is actually printed on the back side of this 500 rupees note. Okay.
The most important features: Ashoka pillar emblem on the right. For visually impaired, integral or raised printing of Mahatma Gandhi portrait. Ashoka pillar emblem, bleed lines and identification mark is there. For reverse, back, Swachh Bharat logo with slogan and motive of Mangalyaan. This is.
Now, RBI issued rupees 500 notes also. So RBI issued rupees 500 denomination banknotes in Mahatma Gandhi new series with the incent letter E in both the number panels, and it is also bearing the signature of Dr. Urjit R. Patel, Governor of Reserve Bank of India. Swachh Bharat logo printed on the reverse of the banknote. Here you can see this is a Swachh Bharat logo. The principal features are: the size is 66 mm into 150 mm. The base color is stone grey. And the red fort, an image of Indian heritage site with Indian flag on the reverse. Here you can see it. This is the red fort of Delhi. This is actually printed on the back side of this 500 rupees note. Okay.
Now rupees 50 note you can see here. 100 note you can see here. Rupees 20 note you can see here. Now if we talk about the coins that we have in India. So basically, the government of India is having the sole rights to mint the coins. Banknotes are under the Reserve Bank of India, but the coins are under the Government of India. The responsibility for coinage vests with the Government of India in terms of the Coinage Act 1906 as amended from time to time. The designing and minting of coins in various denominations also the responsibility of the Government of India. Coins are minted at the 4 Indian government mints which we had discussed: Mumbai, Alipur, Kolkata, Saifabad, Hyderabad, Cherapalli, Hyderabad, and Noida, Uttar Pradesh. The coins are issued for circulation only through the Reserve Bank in terms of the RBI Act. Denomination. Coins in India presently being issued in the denomination of 50 paise, 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, and 10 rupees. Coins up to 50 paise called small coins, and coins of rupee 1 and above are called rupee coins. Coins in the denomination of 1 paise, 2 paise, 3 paise, 5 paise, 10 paise, 20 paise, and 25 paise have been withdrawn from circulation with effect from 30 June 2011 and are therefore no more legal tender is there. Coins could be issued up to the denomination of rupees 1000 as per the Coinage Act 1906. So you can say the maximum value we could assign to the coin is rupees 1000 only. A small brief on the types of notes or currency. So government note means any note issued by the central government or supplied by the central government to the bank and issued by the bank, provided the liability for the payment of the value in respect of such note has devolved on and have been taken over by the bank. Imperfect note means any note which is wholly or partially obliterated, shrunk, washed, altered, or indecipherable but does not include a mutilated note. Mutilated note means a note of which a portion is missing or which is composed of more than 2 pieces. Mismatched note means a mutilated note which has been formed by joining a half note of any one note to a half note of another note. Soiled note means a note which has been dirty due to usage and also includes a 2-piece note pasted together wherein both the pieces presented belong to the same note and form the entire note. A brief on the printed currency. So banknotes in India currently being issued in the denomination of 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500 have been withdrawn. Okay. These notes are called the banknote as they are issued by the Reserve Bank of India or Reserve Bank. The printing of notes in the denomination of rupees 5 and 2 has been discontinued as these denominations have been coined. Because now we have the coins of these, so that's why the denomination notes have been discontinued. However, such banknotes issued earlier could be still found in circulation and these banknotes continue to be a legal tender. Rupee 1 was also not being printed since long due to the coinization. However, the central government reintroduced this note rupee 1 notes issued in the past also continued to be the legal tender for the transaction. Important key points: the symbol of the Indian rupee is this. Okay. The design resembles both the Devanagari letter Ra and the Latin capital letter R with a double horizontal line at the top. RBI could also issue banknotes in the denomination of 5,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees or any other denomination that the central government may specify. However, there could not be banknotes in denomination higher than 10,000 rupees in terms of the current provisions of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Coins could be issued up to the denomination of rupees 1000 in terms of the Coinage Act 2011. Demonetization of high denomination banknotes. Rupees 1000 and 10,000 banknotes which were there in circulation were demonetized in January 1946. The higher denomination banknotes were rupees 1000, 5000, and 10,000 were reintroduced again in the year of 1954, and these banknotes were again demonetized in the January 1978. Now, what is a legal tender actually? The coins issued under the authority of Section 6 of the Coinage Act 2011 shall be a legal tender in payment or account, therefore provided that a coin has not been defaced and has not lost weight so as to be less than such weight as may be prescribed in this case. Coin of any denomination not lower than 1 rupee shall be legal tender for any sum. Half coin shall be legal tender for any sum not exceeding 10 rupees. Every banknote issued by the Reserve Bank of India, means rupee 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, 1000, 2000, shall be a legal tender at any place in India in payment or on account for the amount expressed there, and shall be granted by the central government subject to the provisions of subsection 2, section 26 of the RBI Act 1934. Now, why is 1 rupee liability of the Government of India? The 1 rupee note issued under the Currency Ordinance 1940 also a legal tender and included in the expression rupee coin for all the purposes of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Since the rupee coins issued by the government constitute the liabilities of government, 1 rupee is also liability of the Government of India. What was the highest denomination note ever printed? The highest denomination note ever printed by the Reserve Bank of India was the rupees 10,000 note in 1938, again in 1954. These notes were demonetized in 1946, then again in 1978. Who is responsible for changing the designs of coins from time to time? The Government of India is having the responsibility for designing and minting of coins in various denominations. What is currency paper made of? Currency paper is actually composed of cotton and cotton rag. Who decide on the volume and value of banknotes to be printed on what basis? So basically, RBI, based on the demand requirement, indicates the volume and value of banknotes to be printed each year to the Government of India, which get finalized after the mutual consultation. The quantum of banknotes to be printed broadly depends upon the requirement for meeting the demand for banknotes, GDP growth, replacement of soiled banknotes, reserve stocks requirement, etc. The Government of India decide on the quantity of coins to be minted on the basis of indents received from the Reserve Bank. How does the Reserve Bank estimate the demand for banknotes? RBI estimates the demand for banknotes on the basis of the growth rate of the economy, inflation rate, the replacement demand, and the reserve stock requirements by using the statistical models and techniques. What is a currency chest? To facilitate the distribution of banknotes and rupee coins, the Reserve Bank of India authorized select branches of scheduled banks to establish the currency chest. These are actually storehouses where the banknotes and rupee coins stocked on behalf of the Reserve Bank. What is a small coin depot? Some bank branches are authorized to establish small coin depots to stock small coins, therefore coins below rupee 1. The small coin depots also distribute small coins to other bank branches in their area of operation. A brief on banknotes since independence. Ashok Pillar banknotes. The first banknote issued by the independent India was the 1 rupee note issued in 1949. While retaining the same designs, the new banknotes issued with the symbol of lion capital of Ashoka Pillar at Sarnath in the watermark window in place of the portrait of King George. The name of the issuer, the denomination, and the guarantee clause printed in Hindi on the new banknotes from the year 1951. The banknotes in the denomination of rupees 1000, 5000, and 10,000 were issued in the 1954. Now, Mahatma Gandhi MG series 1996. The banknotes in MG series 1996 were issued in the denomination of rupees 5, introduced in November 2001. 10 rupee June 1996, 20 June August 2001, 50 March 1997, 10 June 1996, 500 October 1997, 1000 November 2000. All the banknotes of this series bear the portrait of Mahatma Gandhi on the overt front side and the symbol of lion capital of the Ashok Pillar, which has also been retained and shifted to the left side next to the watermark window. Means that these banknotes contain Mahatma Gandhi watermark as well as Mahatma Gandhi's portrait. AMG series 2005 banknotes. AMG series 2005 banknotes issued in the denomination of rupees 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 and 10,000 for 1,000 and contains some additional new security features as compared to the 1996 AMG series. 50 and 100 notes were issued in August 2005, followed by 500 and 1000. Denomination is October 2005. and 10 and 20 in April 2006 and August 2006 respectively. Brief on the banknotes. What is a Star Series banknote? A Star Series banknote is actually similar to the existing Mahatma Gandhi series banknotes, but have an additional character with a star in the number panel in the space between the prefix and the number as indicated below. What is a banknote? To help visually challenge people identify the different denomination. Each denomination is a different size. The greater the value, larger the note. There is an identification mark on the left hand side of the banknote on the front side, which is read in the prince in kilo and different shapes for different denomination. Diamond for 1000, circle for 500, triangular for 100, square for 50, rectangle for 20, and none for term. RBI introduced additional feature in banknotes of 100, 500, 1000 denomination wise. Angular bleed lines have been reduced in banknotes. 4 lines in 2 blocks in 100, 5 lines in 3 lines in 500, and 6 lines in 400 in rupees 1000 denomination, and identification mark in these notes had been enlarged by 50. What is a counterfeit note? A suspected counterfeit note, forged note, or a fake note is any note which does not possess the characteristics of genuine Indian currency note. Counterfeiting notes using as genuine, forged, or counterfeited notes. Possession of forged or counterfeit banknote, making or possessing instruments or materials forging, counterfeiting banknotes, making or using documents labeling banknotes are offences under section 489A to 489E of the Indian Penal Code and punishable in the courts of law by fine or imprisonment ranging from 7 years to life imprisonment or both depending on the offence. Mere possession of the counterfeit note does not attract punishment. Possession of a counterfeit note knowing to be such and intending to use the same as genuine or that it may be used as genuine is punishable under section 489C of the Indian Penal Code 1816. So now if we talk about summary, we have talked about the RBI like authority, gold and coins, then currency management department, mineral reserve system, currency chest, printing and minting, printing presses, minting, legal tender, banknotes, coins, recent developments, new notes, definitions, currency notes, counterfeit notes, key points and all. With this, we have finished this lecture. It is requested to all of you kindly revise the facts and figures that all we have discussed in this lecture and keep yourself ready for the next lecture. With this note, let's end this lecture and thank you.